In the depths of a dimly lit cavern, where fleeting shadows flicker across stony walls, is a story that has captivated minds for over 2,000 years. The story is Plato's allegory of the cave, and it's more than just a story. It's an invitation to question everything we think we know. So imagine yourself in this cave, a prisoner of illusions. What if everything you believed was just a shadow of the truth? Plato's Cave Allegory, from his book The Republic, explores what it means to move from ignorance to understanding. It's a tale of perception, enlightenment, and the courage to see the world as it truly is. But what does this journey look like? Let's step into the story. Picture a group of people that have been imprisoned inside a dark cave. They've been shackled there since birth, staring at a blank wall ahead. Behind them, a fire burns, and unseen handlers move objects that cast shadows on the wall. To the prisoners, these shadows aren't just images, they are reality. These shadows are all that they've ever known. Plato illustrates a world of ignorance, represented by the cave. His allegory also shows us how our limited perceptions can function as a form of mental captivity. Without philosophy or critical thinking, Plato warns us that we're just like these prisoners in the cave. We're aware of nothing besides the single shadowy wall that is being manipulated in front of us. We don't question what we've always known because we don't know that there might be something else out there, something more. Much like the prisoners in the cave, we might never realize that what we can perceive is just a fragment of reality, a mere shadow cast by forces we don't yet understand. Plato's allegory is a call for us to dig deeper, to think more critically, and to challenge the limits of our perception. Now, let's imagine that one of the prisoners breaks free from the cave. At first, the light from the fire behind them is blinding. The prisoner stumbles, disoriented, and everything feels unfamiliar. But then, step by step, they venture all the way out of the cave. Outside, the world is astonishing. Vibrant colors, lush trees, and a sun that illuminates everything. It's overwhelming, even painful, to confront this new reality. Yet, as their eyes adjust, they begin to see the truth. The shadows in the cave were just faint reflections of this vivid, expansive world. This journey represents the path of enlightenment, the pursuit of knowledge and understanding. Plato's theory of forms comes to life here. The prisoner realizes that the physical world they thought they knew is just a shadow of a higher, unchanging reality. It's not just about seeing things differently, it's about transforming one's entire way of thinking. In the daylight, everything can be revealed for what it truly is, a mere copy of perfection that light reflects upon. This awakening represents coming to understand what Plato called the ideal form, or the Platonic ideal, where every object or concept has a perfect, unchanging version that exists beyond the physical realm. This theory is about seeing beyond the tangible and into the essence of what's real. In the allegory of the cave, the freed prisoner encounters the sun, which, for Plato, symbolizes the ultimate source of truth and knowledge. Just as the sun illuminates the physical world, the form of the good illuminates the realm of higher understanding. This realization is the pinnacle of the journey, representing the discovery of life's deeper meanings and ultimate truths. So, what happens next? The freed prisoner feels a duty to return to the cave to share what they've learned. They walk back into the darkness where the other prisoners still watch the shadows. When the freed prisoner tries to explain the outside world, they're met with skepticism and even hostility. "You must be mad," the other prisoners say. "The shadows are all there is." They mock the enlightened one, refusing to even entertain the idea of another reality. Plato uses this moment in the allegory to show how hard it is to change minds that are already deeply rooted in ignorance. the prisoner's return reminds us of the challenges faced by those who seek to enlighten others. Wisdom often comes with loneliness, as not everyone is ready to leave the comfort of their familiar illusions. This rejection also reflects an even deeper truth. Each of us is predisposed to cling to what we know, even if that knowledge is limiting. And it's not just ignorance, it's the fear of stepping into the unknown. Plato's allegory of the cave underscores how difficult it is to break free from societal norms and accepted truths, even when we're faced with undeniable evidence of something different. It also reminds us that this enlightenment often comes at a cost, but it's a cost worth bearing for the sake of the truth. Besides being a timeless tale of individual enlightenment, Plato's allegory also functions as a scathing critique of society as a whole. In Plato's view, citizens and leaders alike are prone to living like the cave prisoners, mistaking superficial appearances for deeper truth. Power and wealth tend to overshadow wisdom and virtue, leading to societies that prioritize the shadows over substance. Plato imagined an ideal leader, a philosopher king, someone who has emerged from the cave and seen the light for themselves. Such a leader, guided by knowledge and by justice, would rule not for personal gain, but for the greater good. However, in reality, Plato observed a world in which persuasion and ignorance often dictated politics. Plato also warned against societies that value charisma over competence, where leaders are chosen for their ability to entertain rather than for their wisdom. His critique urges us to reflect on what we prioritize in governance, and whether we're following leaders who have truly seen the light or have just mastered the art of casting shadows. In the modern day, Plato's cave might symbolize the influence of social media, sensational news, or consumer culture. The shadows on the wall could be the curated images and narratives that we consume by the hundreds on a daily basis. Plato's allegory asks us, are we questioning these so-called truths, or are we passive observers of the shadows, content to remain in the cave? According to Plato, education is the key to breaking free from the imprisonment of the cave. Education isn't just about learning facts, it's a process of transformation. Imagine the struggle of leaving the cave for the first time. The blinding light and the pain of unlearning old beliefs. True education feels like that. It challenges us to look beyond our assumptions and embrace brand new ways of thinking. The allegory of the cave vividly captures this process. Before stepping into the light, the prisoners don't even know that they're inside a cave. The shadows they see seem like reality. It's only by questioning and exploring that they even begin to understand the limits of their perception. For us, as students of life, we must grapple with the disorientation of change and the discomfort of growth. The journey toward enlightenment is never easy, but it is necessary. Plato emphasizes that true education is about awakening the soul, not just filling the mind. His vision of education also emphasizes the responsibility of teachers. Just as the freed prisoner returns to guide others, educators and mentors have a duty to illuminate paths for those still trapped in the dark. This reciprocal journey of learning and teaching enriches society as a whole. At its core, Plato's allegory challenges the nature of reality. The cave is a world of appearances, a dimly lit place of uncertainty. Outside the cave lies the realm of forms, a world of eternal truths accessible through enlightenment and reason. Plato believed that the knowledge we gain through our senses alone is actually incomplete. It can be like watching shadows on a wall, a distorted version of the truth. True knowledge, on the other hand, comes from understanding the forms, the unchanging ideals that define beauty, justice, and goodness. So, are we content with the fleeting, ever-changing world of shadows on the wall? Or do we seek the deeper truths that define existence? Plato's allegory pushes us to ponder these questions and to embark on our own journey toward enlightenment. Plato's views also challenge us to think about the permanence of truth. In a world filled with distractions and shifting realities, his concept of ideal, unchanging forms may offer a more grounding perspective. After all, he taught that while the world around us may change, the essence of truth remains constant. Plato's allegory of the cave is more than just a story. It's a mirror we can hold up to our own lives. The timeless tale urges us to break free from the chains of ignorance and step into the light. It challenges us to question, to grow, and to seek wisdom, even when it's uncomfortable. Of course, This path to understanding is not without its challenges, but every step away from the shadows will bring us closer to the light. Will you take that first step?